When news broke that Leigh Whannell, the mind behind The Invisible Man and Upgrade, was set to reboot the Wolfman story, I was skeptical. After all, the werewolf legend has undergone countless retellings, making it hard to imagine how someone could bring anything new to the mythos. However, Wolfman 2025 proves that the genre still has a future when handled by someone with vision and talent. This isn't just another monster horror movie. It's a film about human frailty, family drama, and the terror of internal transformation. The story follows Blake, Christopher Abbott, who inherits his family's remote home in the wilds of Oregon after his father's mysterious disappearance. Hoping to repair his strained relationship with his wife Charlotte, Julia Garner, and daughter Ginger, Matilda Firth, Blake convinces them to leave the city for a fresh start in the countryside. But, as is often the case in films like this, the idyllic promise of rural life quickly spirals into a nightmare. Amidst the haunting beauty of the Oregon landscape, horrifying events begin to unfold. Blake starts to change, and it becomes clear that the family faces not only an external threat, but also the horrifying transformations happening within their own walls. Both physical and emotional, this metamorphosis lies at the heart of the film, where the terror of losing oneself becomes just as menacing as the monster outside. Leigh Whannell, already established as a master of suspenseful psychological thrillers, The Invisible Man, Upgrade, does not disappoint here. He transforms the familiar wolf-man narrative into something layered and profound. From the opening moments, the film immerses viewers in an atmosphere of unease and dread. Special attention is given to sound design. Every creak of a floorboard and rustle in the dark amplifies the tension. The soundscape isn't just about jump scares. It's an intricate web of auditory cues that make your heart race. Paired with masterful lighting and shadow work, particularly during Blake's transformation scenes, the film delves into the horror lurking not just in his body, but in his soul. Blake's transformation unfolds in stages, each depicted with visceral intensity. Whannell masterfully blends practical effects and CGI, crafting moments of terrifying beauty that feel raw and unfiltered. The creature design stands out as a chilling reinvention of the werewolf mythos, presenting a beast that feels both ancient and deeply personal. The process of transformation is portrayed as an act of violence against both body and mind, making it as haunting as it is captivating. Christopher Abbott delivers a powerhouse performance as Blake, capturing the character's descent into monstrosity with emotional and physical authenticity. His portrayal isn't just about external horror. It's about the inner torment of a man grappling with the loss of his humanity. Abbott's ability to convey this through subtle expressions and intense physicality makes his character heartbreakingly relatable. Julia Garner shines as Charlotte, embodying a wife and mother torn between her love for her husband and her instinct to protect her child. Garner's performance adds depth to the story, as her character undergoes her own emotional transformation. Young Matilda Firth, as Ginger, holds her own, bringing both vulnerability and resilience to the screen. Her presence keeps the story grounded, preventing it from becoming overly one-dimensional in its horror elements. Of course, no discussion of Wolfman would be complete without praising its special effects. The blend of practical makeup and CGI creates one of the most convincing werewolf transformations seen on screen. The process is brutal, grotesque, and utterly mesmerizing, making it a highlight of the film. The setting also plays a significant role in the film's success. While the story is set in rural Oregon, the movie was shot in New Zealand, and the stunning landscapes lend the perfect mix of beauty and menace. The remote farmhouse, surrounded by dense, eerie forests, becomes a character in its own right, amplifying the film's tension and isolation. The cinematography, led by Stefan Duccio, deserves special mention. Each shot is meticulously crafted to evoke a sense of unease. From wide shots of desolate landscapes to intimate close-ups of characters' expressions, the visuals draw viewers into a world that feels both expansive and claustrophobic. However, Wolfman is not without its flaws. The pacing occasionally falters, with some scenes feeling overly drawn out. Dialogue-heavy moments, while intended to deepen character relationships, sometimes miss the mark and slow the film's momentum. Despite its attempts to add emotional weight through family drama, some characters feel underdeveloped, and certain moments could have been more impactful with stronger emotional grounding. The narrative, while offering fresh elements, leans heavily on familiar tropes. While this might satisfy fans of classic horror, it doesn't always push the boundaries as far as it could. The story of a man turning into a monster is rich with potential for exploring deeper psychological themes, but the film occasionally opts for spectacle over substance. Despite these shortcomings, Wolfman is far more than a standard creature feature. It's a poignant exploration of humanity, family, and the primal instincts that both connect and divide us. Whannell's ability to balance traditional horror elements with emotional depth makes this a standout entry in the werewolf genre. For fans of monster movies and psychological thrillers alike, Wolfman offers a fresh, intense, and visually stunning experience. While it doesn't completely reinvent the wheel, it breathes new life into the werewolf mythos with its attention to detail, strong performances, and atmospheric direction. This is a film best experienced in theaters, where its sound design and breathtaking visuals can fully envelop the audience. Whether you're a longtime fan of the genre or new to the legend of the Wolfman, this is a movie that will leave its mark. It's not just a horror story about a beast. It's a haunting tale about the fragility of humanity.